Hey guys, my name is Arjun Karta and we're here at the Thoda Strong studio in Gurgaon. We've just received one of the first copies of the new Nikon D5 and we're really excited to open it. A lot of you have asked me about the Nikon D5. I know, I'm really excited as well. The Nikon D5 is a major step up from other cameras like the D4, like the D750, like the D8110. So the million-dollar question, is it worth buying or is it worth upgrading to the D5? So let's find out. Now, before I open the box, the D5 comes in two versions. There's a version with the CF card and there's a version with the XQD card. Now, the XQD card is a brilliant piece of technology, but I've really not chosen to upgrade to one and I've not chosen to go with one. So I've gone with the CF card because I already have a ton of CF cards lying around and upgrading to an XQD means changing everything. All right, so with that, let's open the box. So let's see what's inside. And I really hope it's not a big rock. So I'm going to open this seal right here. It's a seal that says that the camera has a 2-year warranty, which I'm glad for. And there's also a sticker on the box which says that there's a free DSLR tutorial. I'd wager to say that I'm going to skip the tutorial. I really don't think I need the tutorial, but it's nice of the folks at Nikon to include a tutorial with their top-of-the-line camera. All right, so let's get this open. The box is slightly sticky. Ugh. All right, I love the smell of new equipment. It just looks so good. All right, so right here, I'm going to open this and show you guys as it happens. There's a service warranty card. I hope I don't need to use this. There's the user manual, all 387 pages of it. I'm going to try and go through most of this tonight. All right, there's a Nikon D5 strap. I don't think I'm going to be using this because I prefer to use my camera without a strap. All right, so there's a nice cardboard packaging here. I'm going to put this aside. There is another piece of foam here, which I'm moving aside. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the brand new Nikon D5. All right, she's a beauty. It looks very similar to my D4. I think it feels exactly the same. The grip is fairly similar. If I were to close my eyes and shoot, I don't think I'd be able to make out that I'm holding the D5. It seems very similar to my D4. So that's what this looks like. All right, so I'm going to put this aside carefully. And let's see what else is in the box. All right, you've got another little cardboard box here. I'm not sure what this contains. This has a power cord, which I'm sure is for the charger. There's a little doodah here, which I'm not sure what it does. There's the eyepiece cover in case you don't want light leaking in. There's the cable. All right, so this is the new USB 3.0 cable. This is not the old USB 2.0 cable, but the brand new high-speed USB 3 cable. There's this little thing, which I have no idea what it does. And there's the battery. Now, I'm hoping that this is the same battery that goes into my D4. If it is, it'll be easy. I don't need to lug another charger around. It looks the same. I'm hoping it's going to be the same one. And there's this big old thing, which is the D5 charger. Now, it looks very similar to the D4 charger. As you can see, it's got two bays. So in case you want to use two batteries, you can charge both batteries simultaneously. All right, so that's pretty much what's inside the box. Let me put these things together. All right, so we have the camera open and we've got the brand new Nikon D5 out. So for the very first time, let's put this together. So I've got one of my old Nikon 2470 lenses. So I'm going to mate this lens onto the camera. Now the 2470 is one of my favorite lenses. I use it extensively during weddings because it's one of the most general purpose lenses that one can use in varied lighting conditions. All right, now I've got the lens on. I'm going to put the battery in. And here we go. Power up for the first time. And the camera's on. Now, one of the first things that I noticed when I got this camera was I was looking forward to the 256 GB memory card that was on the box. However, we've just discovered that the box doesn't contain the memory card. So if you're buying the D5, bear in mind that the memory card is external to the box. So in case you don't get something with the box, ask your dealer for the memory card. All right, so one of the reasons why I'm really excited about the D5 is because I skipped buying the D4. I have a D4 and wanted to wait for Nikon to come out with the next generation of cameras. So some of the most impressive things about this camera, which I've noticed right while I'm holding it, is you've got the ISO button right on top, which I think is going to change my life altogether. I change ISOs a lot while shooting weddings, and having this ISO button right here is something that will make my workflow that much faster. Now this camera, they've also boosted the frames per second. So this camera shoots at a ridiculous 12 frames a second. All right, let's see what that sounds like. All right, so that's what 12 frames a second sounds like. And from everything I've heard and seen so far, the autofocus in this camera is completely rebuilt from scratch. So almost every frame is going to be in focus. All right, so this camera actually even shoots at 14 frames a second with the mirror up. But with that, you lose out a little bit on autofocus. So I think I'm going to keep this camera on 12 frames a second. The next thing that Nikon has done is they've increased the number of focus points. So this camera actually has 153 focus points, which goes up from the previous camera. The next thing that I'm really looking forward to is low light performance. So this camera is a beast at low light. The D4 was a beast at its time. I still think it's one of the best cameras that Nikon has ever made. But this camera is an absolute beast and shoots natively at 102,402 ISO, which is, I mean, more ISO sensitivity that I think a lot of us will need. And it can actually be boosted to a mind-boggling 3,276,000 something ISO, which is, I think, far beyond what we're going to use during everyday usage. And I also think that is probably more of marketing, but I am going to try it out on this camera over the next couple of days, and I'm going to show you the pictures. Last but not the least, this camera now finally shoots 4K video. So for all the video work that we're going to be doing, we're going to be using this camera for 4K video, and helpfully you can also capture still photos while shooting video. So that's, I think those are the big features. I'm sure there's going to be a host of small little things that will make a change and make a difference to everyday life. I hope this camera is going to help me take better pictures, and I hope it's going to change the way I look at digital photography. So stay in touch. Keep following us at facebook.com/Arjun Kartha Photography, and follow me at the rate of Arjun_Kartha on Instagram, and stay tuned for the latest updates. I'm going to be using this camera. I'm going to be posting about it on my blog. So stay in touch, and till then, happy shooting.